everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to begin a new chapter which is very interesting, that is clause test. This is part 1. In this session, we are going to discuss about clause test and we'll do some questions based on it. So let's begin the session. First, we'll discuss that what is the meaning of clause test and how do we solve clause test. A clause test is a language, assessment and comprehension exercise that evaluates a person's understanding of written or spoken text. Now, in case of reading comprehension, this part can be divided into 3 parts. One is unseen passage, another one is clause test, and another one is rearrangement of sentences. Now, if we talk about unseen passage, that is about a passage given to us out of which we have to find out the question and answers. But here, today we are going to read clause test. Now, clause test depends upon reading skills. What is clause test? Clause test is a kind of paragraph given to us in which some words are missing. It means that is an incomplete passage. For each blank, we will be given 4 options, out of which one word is suitable to be filled in that blank, which makes the entire paragraph complete. So we have to pick out that particular word from the options and put it in the blank given to us, so that the paragraph will be complete and meaningful. Clause test depends on our reading skills, grammar concepts, vocabulary, the rules of tenses, preposition, etc. Vocabulary refers to word list or the list of words. So, clause test is like a passage that we have to fill on the basis of vocabulary, on the basis of tenses, and other grammar rules or grammatical rules like preposition and so on. While doing a clause test, we should keep one thing in mind: the word after the blank and the word written before the blank. Now, these 2 things matter a lot for a word to be selected from the options to be filled in this blank. Because suppose we have a missing word or we have a blank in the passage, and just after it, we have third form of verb. And we are given some auxiliary verbs in the options. Now, if it is third form, so this is very important to see the structure of the sentence, whether it is an active sentence or passive sentence. If it is active, only has, have and had can precede the third form of the verb. But if the sentence is in passive form, therefore be form can come in the blank. Therefore, we should keep in mind what is the word before the blank and what is the word just after the blank in the given passage or in the particular sentence in the passage. Now, for example, if a blank precedes by a vowel, it means A, E, I, O, U. Or if a blank precedes by an article, A or N, we can eventually select the word because articles are followed by the words beginning with a vowel. So these are some clues, these are some hints which we can use to solve a clause test. So let's have some examples of the clause test. So first we'll have the passage number 1. Let us solve this passage. Now, this is the structure of a clause test. A clause test is given to us and we are given these options 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 options for this particular passage. Now we have to solve this passage according to the words given, and for each blank we are given 4 options each. As we can see in this first option, there are A, B, C, D. It means 4 options for the first blank. And the first blank is auctions are public dash of goods. So public dash. Now in this word, in place of 1, we have to fill a word out of these four options: sale, marketing, promotion, and viewing. Now, this is auctions are public dash of goods. So, what is public sale of goods, public marketing of goods, public promotion of goods, and public viewing of goods? We are talking about auctions, and we know well that what is auction. Auction is basically a kind of sale. It is a kind of public sale of goods done or organized by an auctioneer, for which the customers bid. So, from the given options, it can be concluded auctions are public sale of goods. It is not public marketing, it is public sale. So, our answer is A. Now, let us see the next blank. Conducted by an dash auctioneer. Now, what type of auctioneer? Now, let us see the options of second blank. Authoritative, allowed, authentic, approved. Now, we are talking about auctioneer. Auctioneer is a noun. This is a noun, first of all. So, a word which should precede it should be an adjective that has to be filled. Now, authentic. If we talk about auctioneer is a person who organizes auctions, or a person who offers the customers to bid. So, obviously, the auctioneer who is provided by the code is already authentic and allowed. So these two words are not suitable. Authoritative is someone who has the authority of something. Here, approved is suitable word for this, because here the auctioneer has been approved. It means he is appointed to conduct this auction. Therefore, approved is suitable word over here. So auctions are public sale of goods. Then in second blank we have approved. Now let us come to the third word. He encourages buyers. It means he invokes or he insists buyers to dash higher prices. Now we have what to do with higher prices. Bid higher prices, buy higher prices, get higher prices, or bargain higher prices. Obviously, if you have seen any auction that is going on, whether in TV or whether in reality or in shows, you must have seen that there are customers who bid prices, and one by one they take their level high for that property which they are going to bought. So obviously they will bid higher prices. They will not buy higher prices. You cannot buy the prices. You cannot get the prices. You are going to purchase that particular property or particular product. So you are not getting the prices over there. And you are not going to negotiate the prices, because there is not the scene of bargaining. In fact, there is a scene of getting the prices higher and higher. It means you are going to bid them. Bid means to offer a price you want to pay. To offer a price you want to pay. So this is the suitable word to be filled over there. It means our answer is A. That is bid. So let us come to the topic again. He encourages buyers to bid higher prices and finally names the dash bidder as the buyer of the goods. Now, this is obvious. If we read the passage, we know something about auction. So, finally, the names of the buyer called there, and the buyer must be the one who has bid for the highest price. So now let us come to the fourth option: smartest, highest, biggest, strongest. Now It is names the dash bidder. Now in this part, no one is looking for the smartest over there. No one is looking for the biggest person over there. In fact, the highest bidder. It means who has bid the highest price over there. Therefore, B is the correct answer. So our answer will be B. Okay. Now let us move to the next option. This is called knocking down the goods. For when the bidding ends, the auctioneer dashes a small hammer on a table in front of him. If you have seen an auction going on, you must have seen the hammer that the auctioneer hits on that table after the final bidder has been selected. The auctioneer used to hit the hammer. When he hits the hammer, a sound came there. That is the sound of the hammer. This process of hitting the hammer on the table is known as bangs. So, bangs is the correct answer over here. So, the correct answer is A, that is bangs. So, now the passage completes meaningfully. It was, in fourth blank, it was highest. So, let us read the passage again. Auctions are public sale of goods conducted by an approved auctioneer. He encourages buyers to bid higher prices and finally names the highest bidder as the buyer of the goods. This is called knocking down the goods. For when the bidding ends, the auctioneer bangs a small hammer on a table in front of him. So this is the complete and meaningful passage. Now let us move to the passage number 2. Here our answer was A. Now let us move to the passage number 2. One fine morning, a dash man knocked at the doors of the home for the aged run by nuns. Aged means a place where aged people live. It was run by the nuns. So one fine morning, a dash man. So what kind of men? Options for first blank are gentle, bed, nice, good. So obviously we use the adjective gentle for men. It is a gentleman. So answer must be A. That is a gentleman. We don't know about the kind of men and we use this word only for the men. So this is gentleman, a gentleman. Knocked at the doors of the home for the aged run by nuns. He told the nun in charge means the particular nun who was looking after the premises or looking after the aged over there, that as he was dashed to Delhi, he wanted to leave his servant maid. So as he was dashed to Delhi, it means he's going to shift somewhere. He's going to shift to Delhi. So when a person shifts from one place to another, it can be a case of transfer because the person who is employed in a company gets transferred to other cities or areas. So he's going to, here it is written, he was dashed to Delhi. Now we require verb third form. So he was moved to Delhi. Now he is not already moved, shifted to Delhi, changed to Delhi. In fact, he was transferred to Delhi. Your answer should be D because though all these words depict the same meaning, yet moved means he has already gone to that particular place, like in Delhi. Shifted also means the same, that he already has changed the place. Changed is already changed the place. But transferred means he has only got the transfer letter, but he has not shifted there yet. So first he went to that particular aged that particular area where aged people used to live, and after that he will go to Delhi. So here was transferred to Delhi. He wanted to leave his servant maid, now this is servant maid, to the dash of the nuns. So to the care of the nuns, home of the nuns, custody of the nuns, or protection of the nuns. Now obviously, if he is going to leave his maid servant, it means he wants the nuns to take care of her. So here to the care of nuns. Custody word is used for a person who is criminal and in the custody of the police. Home, obviously he has gone to the aged, not the whom. Protection. There is no protection for the required for the maid servant. She only needs care and she will be protected over there. So care is the suitable word to be filled in this blank. So our answer is care. That is A. Now let us move to the fourth option. Fourth blank. He assured the nun of sending some money every month. Dash, she was an orphan. So now he also says to the nuns that he will send some money every month for the maid servant. So here it is written, she was an orphan. So she was an orphan is actually the reason for which he wants to send the money. Therefore, because is suitable word over here because it shows the reason. So answer should be A. That is because. So he's really a nice person then. Every month because she was an orphan. The nun dashed her, saying that she had got an excellent master. Now what did the nun do? Loved, praised, consoled, or condoled. Now obviously, loved and praised will be the other side. Praised can be used for the men, but they were saying something to the maidservant. Now, they must have praised the gentleman, but to the nun, they must have consoled. Consoled means to make her comfort, to sympathize her. Now, there is a difference between these two words, consoled and condoled. Condoled is used basically for those person or for sympathize for some death, but consoled is used when some comfort is given to the person who is sad, or when sympathizing a person who is sad or depressed. So here the correct answer should be C. So it should be consoled. So let us read the entire passage again. One fine morning, a gentleman knocked at the doors of the home for the aged run by nuns. He told the nun in charge that as he was transferred to Delhi, he wanted to leave his servant maid to the care of the nuns. He assured the nun of sending some money every month because she was an orphan. The nun consoled her, saying that she had got an excellent master. So this was the complete passage. Now let us move to the passage number 3. In this we can see the Bhagavad Gita is a poem of 700 verses which is a part of the Mahabharata. So this is the passage about the Bhagavad Gita which is the part of the Mahabharata. It is the only philosophical song existing in all languages. Its popularity and influence have never waned. Waned means getting weaker or lower. It dash light and guidance to the troubled mind in time of crisis. So what does it do? So the options for the first blank are provides, shines, enforces, secures. So obviously, if it is guiding as well, so it provides. Provides a suitable word over here. So our answer should be A. That means It provides light and guidance to the troubled mind in times of crisis. It is in the dash of a dialogue between Arjun and Krishna on the battlefield. So let us see the options for second blank: program, constitution, part, or form. So it is actually the form of a dialogue. So D will be the correct answer. So the answer will be D. Now let us move to the third blank. Arjun is the dash of the tortured spirit of man, torn by conflicting obligations and moralities. So Arjun is the dash of the tortured spirit. So he was behaving conceived, dream, source, or symbol. Obviously, he was symbol of torture. So answer D, because he was frustrated. He was tortured just because his mind was not stable, because he was seeing the persons, those who are relatives and friends, and he had to kill them to defeat them. So he was in dilemma whether to attack or not. The dialogue proceeds and takes up to the higher level of individual duty and social behavior, application of ethics to practical life, and social outlook that should govern all. An attempt is dash to reconcile the three paths of human advancement. So an attempt is dash. Now what should come in fourth blank? Generated, made, established, or coined. So obviously it was made. It was made. So answer should be B. It was made. An attempt was made. We use the word made for attempt. Make an attempt. So now let us move to the fifth blank and the options of the fifth blank. So the fifth blank is the path of knowledge, the path of action, and the path of faith. But more dash is laid on faith. Now here it is written laid. It means there is some stress type or emphasis type that has been laid. Now let us come to the options of fifth blank. First is important, significant, declaration, and emphasis. Now, the word which has come to our mind while we were reading the passage, we can see that particular word over here as well. So, emphasis will be the correct answer. Therefore, our answer will be D. Now, let us read the entire passage again. The Bhagavad Gita is a poem of 700 verses, which is a part of the Mahabharata. It is the only philosophical song existing in all languages. Its popularity and influence have never waned. It provides light and guidance to the troubled mind in times of crisis. It is in the form of a dialogue between Arjun and Krishna. On the battlefield, Arjun's mind is troubled at the thought of the killings of his friends and relatives. He cannot conceive of any gain. Arjun is the symbol of the tortured spirit of man, torn by conflicting obligations and moralities. The dialogue proceeds and takes up to the higher level of individual duty and social behavior, application of ethics to practical life and social outlook that should govern all. An attempt is made to reconcile the three paths of human advancement: the path of knowledge, the path of action, the path of faith. But more emphasis is laid on faith. There is a call of action to meet the obligations of life, keeping in view the spiritual background and the large purpose of the universe. So these were three passages that we have done in this session. Rest passages will do in the next session. Thank you very much.